Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel, and today we're breaking down a dramatic battlefield moment that has drawn global attention. A coordinated swarm of Ukrainian drones targeting and destroying a Russian armored vehicle, an incident that highlights how modern warfare is rapidly evolving and how technology is reshaping the balance between heavy armor and agile aerial systems. This event is not just about a single vehicle being destroyed, but about what it represents in the wider context of the conflict, where relatively low-cost unmanned systems are challenging some of the most traditional and expensive tools of war, changing tactics, morale, and strategic thinking on both sides. To understand why this moment matters, it's important to first consider the role armored vehicles have historically played on the battlefield, serving as mobile protection for troops, providing firepower and allowing forces to advance under cover while resisting small arms fire and shrapnel. For decades, tanks and armored personnel carriers were designed to dominate ground engagements, with thick steel plating, reactive armor, and advanced countermeasures meant to withstand enemy fire and keep crews safe, even under intense pressure. However, the rise of drone warfare has begun to challenge this dominance, introducing a new threat that comes from above, often quietly, cheaply, and with remarkable precision, making even heavily armored vehicles vulnerable in unexpected ways. In this particular incident, Ukrainian forces reportedly deployed a swarm of drones rather than a single unmanned aircraft, a tactic that emphasizes coordination, timing, and overwhelming targets defenses through numbers and angles of attack. A drone swarm typically involves multiple unmanned systems working together, either autonomously or under human control, sharing information, adjusting their paths, and striking in sequence to maximize damage and minimize the chance of failure. When an armored vehicle becomes the focus of such a swarm, its defensive systems are immediately put to the test, as the crew must deal with threats approaching from different directions and altitudes, often faster than traditional countermeasures can respond. Footage from similar engagements shows drones hovering, circling, and then diving toward weak points in the vehicle's armor, such as the top turret, engine compartment, or rear sections where protection is typically lighter. In the case of this Ukrainian drone swarm attack, reports suggest that the drones were armed with explosive charges designed to detonate on impact, creating concentrated blasts capable of penetrating armor or triggering secondary explosions inside the vehicle. The effectiveness of these drones lies not only in their explosives, but also in their ability to gather real-time intelligence, transmitting live video back to operators who can adjust tactics instantly based on what they see. This real-time feedback loop allows drone operators to identify vulnerabilities, avoid defensive fire, and coordinate multiple drones to strike in a carefully planned sequence that overwhelms the target. As the drones approached the Russian armored vehicle, the crew inside likely had only seconds to react, facing a threat that is difficult to detect with conventional sensors and nearly impossible to outrun. Unlike artillery or missiles, drones can loiter above the battlefield, waiting for the perfect moment to strike, turning the psychological pressure on armored crews into a constant burden. The moment the first drone detonated, it likely caused immediate damage, possibly disabling key systems or disorienting the crew, setting the stage for follow-up strikes from other drones in swarm. Subsequent explosions would have compounded the damage, increasing the chances of catastrophic failure, whether through internal fires, ammunition detonation, or structural collapse of the vehicle. This sequence of events demonstrates how swarm tactics